Today's lesson is solving equations by adding or subtracting. And our objectives are to solve one-step equations using subtraction and one-step equations using addition. So, on your lessons, you're going to do what's called the inverse property operation, which means you undo each other. So, if something is adding to the variable, we are going to subtract to the variable. But if you subtract to the variable, you have to also subtract to the other side of the equation. So you will have two subtraction or two adding to both sides of the equation. And we'll go over that in a second when we do our work. So, subtraction property. If you subtract C, like if I do the subtraction property of equality, you can subtract the same number from each side of an equation. So, like if A equals B, then if I subtract C to both A and B, then it is a subtraction property of equality because you're doing it to both sides. Also, same way with addition. If you decide to add a number to one side, you can add it to the other. That makes it equal on both sides. So let's try it on some homework, on some examples. All right, so in your head you go, I'm going to box up my variable. That means I cannot move it from its situation. Then I look at which one is adding or subtracting to the variable, and that would be your plus. On this example A, it's adding 6. So we're going to do the opposite of adding, and the opposite of adding is subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 6 to both sides. Okay, so let's bring down the x, and then I go 6 minus 6. That equals 0, so it goes away. So you cross it out. And then you bring down the equal sign, and then you go 4 minus 6. Or, in your head, you could go 4 plus negative 6. They're opposite signs, so you subtract them. So 6 minus 4 is 2. And 6 is a bigger number, so you put the negative sign. Okay, B. Again, put a box or circle around your variable. That means it's staying where it's located. We'll get into more complicated later. Right now, we're just keeping them where they're located. Then I'm going to see what's attached to the variable. That would be this plus 1. So to get rid of the 1, it's adding, we need to do its opposite, which is subtracting. D equals 5 minus 1 is 4. And there's your answer. Now, see, it's a little different. You have plus and negative 4. So I'm going to first turn it into a subtraction problem. I'm going to take away the plus sign and make this my sign. So it's going to be C minus 4 equals negative 5. C minus 4 equals negative 5. So I turned it into that. Now I'm going to box up my variable. And I want to get rid of the minus 4. So because it's subtracting, I'm going to add. This time you're doing its opposite. You're going to add 4 to both sides. So C equals negative 5 plus 4. Opposite signs. So you're going to subtract. And is the 5 or 4 bigger? The 5 is, and it's a negative, so you're going to put a minus sign or a negative sign right there. Okay, let's look at this one. Fred's target heart rate is Okay, 130, and the word is comes into being. Is that. This is 58 beats per minute more than. So, this word more than is telling me 58 goes second, and more than means plus. Fewer than or less than would mean minus sign. Then his resting heart rate. I don't care what variable you use. I'm going to use R for resting heart rate. Now we're going to find out, that's one answer. This is one answer. Second answer, you're going to rewrite it out. And you're going to do all the same kind of stuff you did before. Box up your R. That's telling me where it's staying. It's telling me I want 58 to go away. So I'm going to send it away by subtracting 58 because it's adding on to it. And that's 72. So his resting heart rate is 72 beats per minute. And to exercise, he wants it to go up to 130. All right, let's try another one. Example 3. Okay. So, again, you're going to box up your variable. That's telling me I want to keep it where it is. Then I want to get rid of what's attached to it, which is the minus 12. So opposite of subtracting is adding. So I'm going to add 12. Negative 49 plus 12. They're opposite signs, so you're going to subtract them in your head. So it's 37. And then 49 is bigger than 12, so you're going to put a negative sign. B. Again, Y. That's what you want by yourself. What's attached to the box? That is minus 5, so I want to get rid of it, so I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So Y equals 13. C, I want X by itself. And I want to get rid of the 14, and that's subtracting. 14 is subtracting to X, so I'm going to add X. Because remember, again, we're doing opposites. And 98 plus 14, they're both positive, so you're going to add them together. That's 112. Okay, let's look at the word problem. Your friend's VCR cost altogether $328 less than, so it's going to be $328 less than her TV. So I'm going to put T for TV. And her VCR cost altogether $179. So again, I'm going to box it up. And 328 is attached to it, so I'm going to add 328. So T equals 17, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3, 4, 5. $507. Make that a better zero. There you go. See you later. Bye.